So please join me as we experience together pictures at a gender exhibition.
Hi, I'm Chris. When I was a kid, I had the most beautiful soprano voice. I could sing higher than any Disney princess. And one day when I was in junior high, the local high school show choir came and performed at an assembly. I was mesmerized. Before me were singer-dancers twirling in sequins outfits, tuxedos and dresses. I just had to be a part of that group. So the first day of my freshman year, I ran to the choir room and I introduced myself to the choir director. Hi, I'm Chris. I'd like to be a guy in your show choir. When I was 14, my voice hadn't even started to get any lower. But my soon-to-be choir director, she said to me, "We'd love to have you." So I started singing and dancing, and I fell in love with my fellow choir members. There I am. See how cute I am in that vest? That's the formation that we sang the song, "I Am Your Child" by Barry Manilow. Any Fanilows in the house? No. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, I loved being in my first choir, and unfortunately, things started to get a little complicated when my choir director asked me to stay at the rehearsal one day. "Chris, love the voice. It's beautiful. I'm a little bit jealous. But if you want to stay in this group, I'm going to need you to sing baritone. There just doesn't make any sense for a boy to be singing all the girl parts." "But I don't know how to do that." "Well, you're just going to have to figure it out. Otherwise, I don't know if there's a place for you in this group." So I went home and I forced myself to sing lower. "I am your child." Okay. "I am your child. I am your..." I was so proud of my baritone voice. And I looked up to my choir director so much. Well, she was a god to me. So what she said must be the way things should be, right? Girls sing high, and boys sing low. It's a norm that we hear all around us. In music and theater, we emulate voices all the time. We sing songs, create characters, and put on costumes to get our points across. And we all have an idea of what a man or a woman's voice should sound like. That's 20 times better than any Hollywood plot. And he thought, you know, I'd rather have a yacht. Sorry, I met a man with a fortune in the bank who had retired at age 30, set life. I met a man who didn't know which stars to pick. And you'll be married in Spain in my yacht today, and a honeymoon in Beijing. And you'll meet stars that I throw in my parties and villas in Nice and Paris in June. And I thought, okay. And I took a breath. And I got my yacht. And the years went by. And it never changed. And I never grew. And I never dreamed. And I woke one day. And I looked around. And I thought, oh my God. I'll never have a moon. We all have an idea of what a woman's voice should sound like. We have a picture in our mind of the way she should dress, how she should hold her body. When we hear a person's voice, we make assumptions about that person. For instance, a deep, resonant voice brings images to mind of a large man with broad shoulders. Maybe some facial hair. And yet there are those of us who don't fit in the tiny little boxes like my show choir director tried to stuff me into. Girls sing high and boys sing low. But I can do both. Am I seen as feminine because I have high voice? Do I have to sing low to be seen as a real man? Then people make fun of you if you sing all the girl parts. But I love singing soprano. I think it's kind of cool when people are shocked when a person who looks like me can sing like that. You need to have a certain look. You're never going to be in the front row. It seems like you want everyone to look and sound alike. How am I supposed to shine if everyone looks and sounds the same? Then maybe we should have you mouth the words. But that stifles my voice. I thought that you loved my voice. Then let's have you sing backstage, behind the curtains. The other singers could use support. But then I won't be seen. Why can't I be seen? These are things my choir director actually said to me. And she wasn't just my choir director. She is also my theater teacher. You need to know your type. You're never going to be a leading man. I wanted to fit in so badly in high school. And I quickly realized that I had to act a certain way if I wanted to be cast in roles. So many people's interpretations go into creating a character. The playwright, directors, dramaturgs, costumers, and finally, then the actor can create a character. And sometimes we resort to caricatures to get our point across. This is a song in every show that no one likes because it's boring. A song like Sentimental Man or Mr. Cellophane. Look! That woman's almost snoring. I'm usually an older man who wears suspenders and is lonely. My range is limited, and so the next 3 minutes will pass slowly. And if you had the tiniest suspicion that you should have peed when it was intermission, now's the time you won't miss much. Oh wait! Here comes my sorted I know. This is a song that no one likes. Do you know what I don't like? Being called a man. I mean, what is a man anyway? Oh, look, I can grow facial hair. I can make big, strong muscles. I can sit on the bus with my legs spread wide open. At least I can wear these stretchy things and a patch without getting a sideways glance. This is the song where you can cough. So everybody, get your coughs out. Go on, here. Very nice. Or you can whisper, what's the time? Where are we eating after this? Maybe we should just get takeout. Is this song on the cast recording? Not sure, you skip it every time. I'm sure they cut it, but the leads are backstage changing costumes, and they really need the time. That's right, I rhymed time with time. And surely I'll get claps at curtain call. But when you leave, you won't remember me at all. And at the stage door, I'll arrive, and you may ask me for a photo. But you mean you want me to hold the phone? Now don't get me wrong, I actually like my masculinity. The problem is I feel like it's too prescriptive, like I'm trying to be stuffed into this little box. It feels like I'm in a monkey suit doing a tap dance for everyone else's sake, and not my own. They say you can't have the highs in life without the lows. Jesus. This song blows. I'd like that for some vibrato. Or bravado. Whatever. Thank you. You can imagine the type of roles I are cast in. I make a great villain. And my director was wrong. I did get to play a leading man or two. And I can perform comedy relief as good as Billy Hackett. Wow, I'm really dating myself. Melissa McCarthy? There you go. You know her. Okay, cool. So I was always one of the guys. Bernardo from West Side Story. Mitch Mahoney from the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Sheriff Reynolds from Bad Boy. J.C. Squires from The Music Man. And Tom Collins from Rent. And I was always performing masculinity with so much machismo. And sometimes I played caring and empathetic characters, but always channeling the gender roles of men. I had to keep in mind all of the expectations that society put on me as a guy, as a large man who takes up half the stage and commands respect. And these expectations, you know, of being a man, weren't just relegated to the stage. They bled over into my everyday life. Because of my size, it's easy to pass as a manly man. I'm 6'6". I weigh 250 pounds since entering junior high. And I can buck 5 officers just by standing on my toes. And I love the gay bar or a sweaty gym that's oozing testosterone. But sometimes, I just don't feel like a man. So what do? I don't conform. I dabble in masculinity. I appreciate it, but I push against it. I love showing off my muscles in a corset. And I also love being a huge person, maybe with some facial hair, singing soprano in a dress. Don't worry, you can see that later. But it wasn't always easy to get to the point where I felt comfortable with my gender and expressing it the way that I wanted to. Again, people put expectations on us. Coaches, family members, teachers. They have a profound influence on the way that we see the world, the way that we act. For example, my dad. Even though he left when I was 7 years old, I remember him as a stoic, militant disciplinarian with traditional values. But I was the apple of his eye. I looked up to him so much. You know, it's man's job to provide for his family. A father should control those in his household so that they're set up for success. My women, it's their job to take care of the home, cook the meals, take care of the kids. Soon you will be responsible for your women and children. Command their respect, for your home is your domain. Yeah, that's how I remember him. And after he left when I was a teenager, I always felt guilty for being compassionate, caring, empathetic, and artistic. When I was just a kid, everything I did was to be like him. Under my skin, my father always thought if I was strong and not like some albatross I'd given to fit in. Look at me, powerless, holding my breath, trying hard to repress what scared him to death. It was never easy to be his type of man, to breathe freely was not in his plan. And the best part of me is what he wouldn't see. I'm not my father's son. I'm not the image of what he dreamed of, with the strength of Sparta and the patience of Job. Still couldn't be on to echo what he done and mirror what was not in me. So I jumped in my dreams and I found an escape. Maybe I went to the extremes of leather lanes, but the world seemed brighter 6 inches off the ground, and the air seemed lighter. I was profound, and I felt so proud just to live out loud. I'm not my father's son. I'm not the image of what he dreamed of, with the strength of Sparta and the patience of this torment of expectations swirling inside my mind. They pull me down. I came to a realization that I'm only turned around to see that I could just be me. My art helped me live out loud. I started to explore ways that I could express myself on stage. But as someone whose gender went beyond something that was cisgender, I didn't really know what my options were off stage. I knew I didn't want to be a manly man. So I guess that meant I have to be effeminate, right? Or maybe I was a woman, right? I mean, those are my only other two options, right? So I started to find inspiration in Disney and in musical theater. One day when I was in junior high, I was with my cousin and we were in his basement and we were singing. And of course, he had to be Aladdin. So that meant I got to be Jasmine. A whole new world. I spent hours in my room singing. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm a girl? A girl who has everything. When I was alone in my room, I could sing songs that were comfortable in my voice. And even though I was singing baritone at school, at home, I could vacillate between Mark and Maureen from Rent. Now I admit it, I became obsessed with Idina Menzel. One of my favorite characters that she played was Elphaba from Wicked. You might be able to say I was green with envy of all the amazing women who were put up in that harness, hoisted up to the ceiling and belted, "And carry me up to the western sky." But I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. how girl-like I wanted to be. So, did I want to exude beauty and power like Linda? Or fierce prowess like Alphaba? But pursuing femininity felt so very odd. Wearing a suit and tie, that made me feel angry. I don't know why. Just whenever I put that noose around my neck, I wanted to punch things. My skin would crawl, my stomach would churn. There was this inner turmoil of not wanting to be the boy that everyone expected me to be, and still not fitting into being a girl either. And it took a while for me to discover my true gender and what that meant to me. I had to start dreaming about my gender, imagining the possibilities. They say times are hard for dreamers, and who knows, they won't be hard for me. I've saved up everything I know. Just take a step beyond the lawn, keep walking till I see the station, then I see it go. Inside the train, out through the glass, my finger tracing all of these towns I never heard of, racing past. They say times are hard for dreamers, and who knows, maybe they are. People seem stuck or lost at sea. And I might be a dreamer, but it's gotta be this far, and that is far enough for me. Outside my window, there's a view of other windows, my own museums full of paintings I look through, where everything is clear. It isn't what I have, it's only where I go from here that matters now. And I am not all the rain, as everything I'll ever need appears. This is how my world gets my gender blossomed out of being a dreamer. And that dream evolved through being a sister of perpetual indulgence. What's a sister of perpetual indulgence, you ask? Do you remember that person who introduced me in the video? How about I have them describe for you this order of queer nuns?